Ever get that feeling? Like you're working, but not really getting anywhere. Putting in effort, yeah, but not seeing the results you really want.
Stuck in a rut.
Exactly. Like spinning your wheels. Today, we're going to dive deep into something that might just blow your mind. It's all about breaking free from that just enough trap.
And aiming for something way bigger.
10 times bigger, to be exact. We're talking about Grant Cardone's The 10X Rule. This book, it really challenges you to rethink your whole approach to success, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely not your typical self-help stuff.
Not at all. So for anyone not familiar with the book, can you give us the rundown? Like, what's the core idea here?
Well, the basic premise is this. You got to set goals that are 10 times bigger than what you think you can achieve.
10 times. That's a lot.
It is. And then the second part is taking 10 times the actions you think are necessary to reach those goals.
Okay, I can already see some people out there thinking, this guy's crazy.
Hee, right. But Cardone's got a really interesting point. He says most of us, we're stuck in what he calls normal action.
Normal action?
Yeah, basically it means doing just enough to get by. Stay comfortable, not rock the boat too much.
Oh, I know that feeling. The comfort zone is cozy, but
it doesn't get you extraordinary results. And that's the thing. Even if you only hit, say, half of that 10x goal,
you're still achieving way more than you would have with a smaller, normal goal.
Exactly. It's like setting the bar ridiculously high so that even falling short, you're still reaching a level you wouldn't have thought possible.
Okay, I'm getting this. So 10x goals, check. But what about the 10x actions? What's that all about?
He calls it massive action. It's about breaking through fear, pushing past complacency, and really taking charge.
Sounds intense. Are we talking like work till you drop, no sleep, kind of intense?
Not necessarily. Cardone uses some really compelling examples in the book. Like there's a story about a salesperson who was struggling to make sales, just kind of going through the motions.
Get there.
So he decides to try this 10x thing. Instead of making his usual number of calls each day, he decides to 10x it.
Whoa, so like 100 calls instead of 10.
Something like that, yeah. He was exhausted, totally out of his comfort zone, but guess what? He ended up connecting with this huge client, just totally transformed his business.
So it's not just about working harder, it's about pushing yourself beyond what you think you're capable of. But, I think for a lot of people, fear is a major roadblock. Like, how do you even begin to overcome that fear of taking such a massive leap?
That's where Cardone's perspective on fear gets really interesting. He says, don't run from it, embrace it. See fear as a compass.
A compass.
Yeah. He says, if something scares you, it probably means it's worth doing. Like, it's a sign you're pushing yourself out of that comfort zone, and that's where the real growth happens.
So lean into the fear instead of shying away from it.
Exactly. That's where the magic happens. He also talks about developing an abundance mentality.
Abundance mentality.
Yeah, it's this belief that there's enough success, enough resources, enough opportunities out there for everyone. It's not a zero-sum game.
So you're not competing for a limited piece of the pie.
Exactly. And when you believe that, you're more likely to take those risks, go after what you want, and not hold back.
That's like, instead of thinking, oh, if they win, I lose, it's more like, hey, we can all win together.
Right. And that shift in mindset, it can make a huge difference in how you approach your goals. But let's say you've got your audacious goals, you're taking massive action, you're embracing the fear, but you're still facing a ton of competition. How does the 10X rule help you stand out in that kind of crowded field?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's one thing to push yourself, but what about everyone else who's doing the same?
Well, Cardone talks about the idea of dominating your space, not just competing, but becoming the undeniable leader. He gives this example of a restaurant owner who decided to 10x their customer service.
Ooh, I like where this is going.
They went above and beyond in every single interaction, creating an experience that was so memorable, people couldn't help but tell their friends about it.
Word of mouth, the best kind of marketing. So it's not just about working harder or even smarter, it's about creating something truly exceptional.
Exactly. It's about setting yourself apart, raising the bar so high that others can't even come close. But I do have to ask, with this kind of relentless pursuit of success, is there a risk of burning out?
That's a valid concern. You can't go full throttle all the time, right?
Right. Cardone does acknowledge that the 10X rule requires a lot of energy and effort. He emphasizes the importance of being strategic with your actions.
So it's not about just mindlessly doing more. It's about focusing your energy on the things that will actually move the needle.
Exactly. Identify the 20% of your efforts that produce 80% of your results and pour your energy into those.
Working smarter, not just harder.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
But isn't there a danger of overthinking it, like getting so caught up in the strategy that you never actually take action?
That's why the massive action part is so important. It's about balancing the planning with the doing. Don't let analysis paralysis hold you back.
Right, because at the end of the day, it's the action that creates results. So, to wrap this up, what are the key takeaways here?
I think it boils down to this. Set audacious goals, take massive action, and don't be afraid to push past your comfort zone.
And remember, fear is your compass, pointing you towards growth. Embrace that abundance mentality and don't just compete, dominate.
Exactly. And if you're ready to embrace this challenge, think about this. What's one area in your life where you've been playing it safe, settling for that normal action? What would it look like to set a 10x goal in that area? And what's one massive action you could take today to start moving towards it?
It's a powerful question. Remember, even a small step towards a massive goal, that's still a step in the right direction. So
Yeah.
go out there, embrace the 10x rule, and start multiplying your success.